Here's another little test. What if someone said, jot down everything you own? And so just a little experiment. Okay, you'll play along. So you jot down everything you own, clothes, furniture, car, motorcycle, electronic equipment, smartphone, and the person says, keep going, and you have a pile of paper you own, you have a savings account, keep going, and you're down to paper clips. And you say, I'm done. You say, what do you mean you're done? You're not done. You didn't put down that you're part owner of the commons, the great Commonwealth of America. We own a third of our public lands. A third of America is public lands. We own the public airways over which TV and radio transmit their programs. We own trillions of dollars of government research and development. You think these private corporations built the biotech industry? You think they did the basic research for the containerization industry, for the internet, for the semiconductor industry, for a lot of the pharmaceutical industry? It all comes from National Institutes of Health, NASA, DOD, Department of Defense, your tax dollars. What are you getting in return? Tremendously high drug prices, like AZT and other drugs that were developed, Taxol, that was all developed by government money and given away to the drug companies without any price restraints. So a woman with ovarian cancer will pay, $14,000 for 6 treatments in a letter she wrote me in 2000. She was broke. Bristol Myers Squibb got it free from us. Do you know I went to 3 years at law school? We never talked about the split between ownership and control. That is, we own the public lands, we own the broadcast airways, we own all this R&D, we own trillions of dollars of worker pension funds, or your parents do. We don't control them. The timber, oil, gas companies control. They get it pretty free from the public lands. And the radio and TV networks and broadcast companies, look, is there a student network? You got 17 million college grad students. Why don't they have their own TV network? You may not think you need it now, but with the internet. But you should have your own studios, your own radio networks. Should have for decades. But no, we do not control what we own. That's part of growing up corporate. I think one of the most subconscious examples of growing up corporate are all the fine print contracts you sign. Is there anybody here who's never signed a fine print contract? Credit card, debit card, opening a bank account, insurance policy, buying a used car, whatever. They have destroyed freedom of contract. You want to prove it? Next time you have a fine print contract, why don't you change some of the words? Like, let's say you're buying a car, you don't like the warranty term. So you cross it out, and you double it. Put your initials, like your business class shows you, Take it back to the clerk. He said, I think I got it just where I want it here. And I've also crossed out the compulsory arbitration, which takes me out of the court of law, trial by jury. And I've crossed out the unilateral modification. But I want to buy your new car. Here, sign. They'll throw you out of the dealer. We did this once years ago. We had people have a consumer-written car purchase agreement. And we urged people to go down to the dealer. And when they figured out the car they wanted, they'd slap this real big print, 2-page agreement. The first guy told us, we told him to write us a letter. The first guy went down there, and the dealer called the police. That's how subversive it is to say, no, I want a meeting of the minds, like they teach you in business law, contracts, a meeting of the minds. Have you ever met the mind of Sears or Citigroup or Bank of America, right? So what they've done is they've turned you into contract serfs. And this is not just minor technicality. This has huge economic consequences. We have a website called faircontracts.org if you want to see what we're doing in this area. And if you want to see what else we're doing, essential.org is another website. Now, every democracy has to have certain sanctuaries that are not for sale. Government should not be for sale. Elections should not be for sale. Childhood should not be for sale. Universities should not be for sale. But when commercialism overpowers all these civic values, everything is for sale. Because that's what commercialism is. Everything can be bought and sold. But if we don't have these off-limit sanctuaries, we will subordinate our far more serious civic values: health, safety, respect posterity, equal opportunity, the right to make a decent living, the right to a clean election with competitive candidates, not gerrymandered districts, the right to grievance resolution, and on and on. It's all roughshod because everything's for sale. When everything's for sale, guess who makes most of the sales and the purchases? The rich. The 1%, you know, occupy Wall Street, the 99%. So look how easy it is for you to get power. Suppose someone said to you, write a 1,000-word essay on how in 1 year you can be 100 times more powerful as a citizen. Holy cow. Where do you start? I mean, if someone said, write an essay on how you can be twice as good tennis player or dancer or work in a chemistry lab experiment, you'd know how to do it. Now watch how easy it is to turn this country around. Congress is the pivot.